When I started trading 7 years ago, I thought success came from finding the perfect strategy. I tried every indicator, every course, every so-called secret method. And after blowing multiple accounts, failing multiple funded challenges, losing all my life savings, I realized something. Trading isn't about predicting the market. It's about mastering yourself. And over the past 7 years, I've written down every single lesson, every principle that changed the way that I trade. These are the rules that kept me disciplined, consistent, and profitable and focused. Not just as a trader, but as a human. So today, I'm going to share a few of the core principles that shape the way that I trade. The same lessons that I just wish someone had told me when I first started. Now, bear in mind that in this series, there won't be any charts, there won't be any deep explanations, and there's going to be a lot of aphorisms, a lot of raw principles that you will need to think about and apply for yourself. So, welcome to the episode 1 of the Trader's Code, a collection of timeless laws that every single trader should live by. Now, each of these started as a short tweet, something that I'll tweet out after a journal session or a rough trading week or even when I'm taking a dump. But to be honest, they are more than just tweets. They are habits, they are philosophies, and reminders of what actually matters in trading. To be honest, they are just reminders to myself. Now, as you listen, take down notes. Don't rush to understand every line. Sit with it. Maybe with a glass of green tea, like what I'm doing right now. I'm drinking my favorite tea, by the way. Because the more you trade, the more each one of these wisdom will make sense. Because you will gain different perspective as time passes, and you will be able to look at the same wisdom from different lenses. So with that said, let's break down the first law of the Trader's Code. Most traders are confident in their next trade, but not in their system. While in trading, you must be optimistic in your trading system while simultaneously being pessimistic in your trade outcome. You must believe that your strategy will work in the long term while assuming that you will lose the next trade. This way, you are always prepared for the worst. So you can never be surprised when the worst actually happens. Optimism builds conviction while pessimism protects capital. And capital is the oxygen that you need to continue playing this game. Be passive when executing a trade, but be aggressive when managing a trade. Most traders flip this upside down. They are aggressive when entering into a trade, chasing price, over leveraging. And then they are passive when they are in a trade. They start freezing when the trade goes against them, and they refuse to cut losses early. Professionals do the opposite. They are patient when it comes to their entries, and they are ruthless when it comes to their exits. Passive entry, aggressive management, that's how you win. No matter how confident you are, every trade you take is just a bet, not a guarantee. You will never ever know for sure if it wins or loses. All you can do is to stack probability in your favor and protect yourself when it doesn't go your way. The best traders are not the ones who win the most, but rather the ones who play the odds and not their emotions. Trading is a game of probabilities, not a game of certainty. Play the odds, manage the risk, and you will succeed. Fight the odds, be lax in managing risk, and you will fail. I will manage risk when I have 100k or $1 million in my account. No, you won't. You will gamble now and you will gamble then. If you cannot manage $1,000 properly, you will not be able to manage $1 million either. With a bigger account, you will just incur bigger losses. Discipline does not magically appear with a larger account. Both good and bad habits compound. And habits do not scale with money. They scale with your character. Everyone wants to trade like a sniper, but they live like a gambler. A sniper doesn't chase its targets. He finds a good vantage point and he waits for the target, controls his breathing, regulates his emotions, and he stays still until the target is spotted, until the shot is cleared. It's the exact same thing with trading. It's all about patience, control, and focus, which means you don't fire unless the setup is perfect. And that discipline to do nothing is what separates professionals from amateurs. If you want to trade like a sniper, you have to first live like one. One trade, one kill. You can be so good at analyzing the charts and still lose money. Most traders obsess over mastering the charts, but they never learn to master themselves. Being great at technical analysis but neglecting mindset mastery is like assembling a rifle perfectly and then missing every single shot because you never learned how to aim. Your chart work determines your accuracy, but your inner work determines which shots are worth taking. Here's how market manipulation really works. Price does not move because of news. News move because of price. Once price shifts, the story changes. And the story changes how institutions are positioned. And that shifts the market sentiment. It's simply a feedback loop that fits itself. Price drives narrative, narrative drives positioning, positioning drives sentiment, and sentiment drives price. News do not move the market, you do. When traders act on the belief, they change the fundamentals they are reacting to. That is why we have bubbles. The dot-com bubble, the crypto, NFT bubble, and now the AI bubble. Because where attention flows is where money goes. Market participants influence fundamentals as much as fundamentals influence market participants. And this is what George Soros called the reflexivity effect. If you still don't understand how the game is being played at the highest level, then you will always be the sucker that is donating your money to the winner. You will never ever win big in trading unless you learn how to lose well. Any dumbass can take a profit. Professionals know how to take losses. Become a master at losing because that's what it takes to win. Treat small losses as the fixed cost of doing business, or the market tuition you have to pay in order to buy wisdom. Your biggest enemy isn't the market, it's your need to be right. You don't lose money because of a bad trade. You lose because you can't admit that you are wrong. And that ego, that need to be right, turns a small loss into a big loss. And the truth is, you can either choose to be right or choose to make money. But you cannot have both. So stop trying to prove that you are smarter than the market and start thinking about how to protect your account. Most traders think that one or two good trades means that their strategy works. Now, the real test isn't 1 day or 1 week or 1 month, it's 100 trades. If your edge only survives a few trades, it's not an edge. It's simply beginner's luck. Because a robust system is built through hundreds of iterations. If your strategy can't survive 100 trades, it will not survive 1 year. If you can't explain your trading system in 3 bullet points to a 10-year-old, then you don't have one. For example, my trading system requires me to identify the trend direction on the 4-hour time frame, determine my point of interest on the 1-hour time frame, and look for my entry models on the 15-minute time frame. Complexity hides confusion, while simplicity forces clarity, and clarity leads to profitability. The fastest way to blow up is to try to win faster. The more you chase and force trade, the quicker you lose control, and the faster you lose money. Because the market rewards patience, not recklessness. You can't rush mastery, you can only compound it over time. Stop trying to be a hero, start trying to be consistent. You do not need more profits, you just need less stupid decisions. Everybody wants that one legendary trade that will allow them to prove themselves and get generational wealth and retire their parents. But true legends are built on doing the boring, repetitive tasks for an extended period of time, not via one lucky shot or being like a one-trick pony. So focus on survival and mastery, and success is inevitable. The secret to becoming profitable is not to fight the market, but rather fight your impulse. Your ego, your greed, your fear, your impatience, that's the real competition. If you can outlast your emotions, you will automatically outlast 99% of the traders out there. Longevity beats intensity every damn time. So the goal isn't to beat the market, it's to outlast yourself. Bro, just because you have closed a winning position does not mean that the profit is permanent, because the market can take it back anytime. Every day you shut up discipline, you renew your rent. Every day you slip up, the market gets another chance to evict you. The rent for success is consistency. And that is exactly what I meant when I say profits are not given. They are rented from the market. And the rent is due every day in the form of discipline. You can never avoid pain in trading. You can only choose which kind. The pain of waiting, following rules, journaling, reviewing, or the pain of emotional trading. The difference is what you learn to tolerate, because one way ounce while the other way tons. Pain is inevitable. Suffer the pain of patience or the pain of blowing up. Choose your poison. Here's a simple hack to make more money in trading. Do nothing. When you're in a winning position, don't touch it. Fold your arms, walk away, distract yourself, touch some grass, or even better, wear a bloody straitjacket. Because the biggest profits, the outsized returns, only come to traders who can sit on their hands and let their winners run high. The biggest paradox of trading is balancing confidence and humility. You need to be arrogant when building a trade ideal, to trust your analysis after you enter into a trade. But you need to be willing to adapt and even pivot your position if your analysis turns out to be wrong. Because overconfidence kills more trading accounts than bad entries do. Be arrogant in your analysis, but be humble in your bias. Most traders over-catastrophize losses and underappreciate wins because they don't understand time. A losing streak feels endless. A winning streak feels permanent. Both are illusions because time makes them fade. If you zoom out, you will realize that no win or loss defines you. And that detachment creates longevity in this game. Quite simply put, wins and losses are impermanent. The sooner you grasp this, the faster you will transcend. Most traders chase money, and they never get it because chasing something is implying that it's running away from you. The best traders chase mastery. They do not care about profits. They only care about executing clean trades. And ironically, that's what brings the money. So remember, the goal is to make money, but your job is to make the best trade and let the money follow. You can't lose with this mentality. If you're always focused on executing one good trade after another, if you're always focused on becoming a skilled trader and getting better every single day, that is how you win in this infinite game of trading. Traders like to think that complexity equals mastery. More indicators, more strategies, more YouTube videos. Well, adding more indicators doesn't make you smarter. It just makes you slower. Simple systems are the ones that scale because they are mechanical and they are repeatable and they work. Complexity kills, simplicity scales. Complexity fits ego while simplicity fits results. The hard trade is usually the right one. If a setup feels too easy, it's probably a trap because the best trades are psychologically uncomfortable since they go against your very human instinct. That discomfort just means that the crowd hasn't acted yet. The crowd confirms after the move. The professionals act before the move. So if it's easy to sell, don't. If it's easy to buy, don't. Trade where the crowd hesitates. You suck at trading because you cut winners fast and you hold losers long. You got it completely backwards, man. Because you should be nurturing your winners and killing your losers instantly. That's how asymmetry works. You gotta let the good ones breathe. So be patient with your winners, but be ruthless with your losers. Trading isn't about doing more. It's about doing what works repeatedly. Most traders keep tweaking their strategy after one bad month or after one bad week, and they just continue to experiment endlessly. While professionals review their strategy at the end of each quarter and just refine what's already working. It's boring, it's simple, but it's what prints. So just double down on what works and cut what doesn't. That's the secret. That's the holy grail. Ask a professional trader about a setup and they will tell you their risk first, not their profit. That's the difference between gambling and trading. Amateurs focus on how much money they could make. Professionals focus on how much they could lose. Focus on surviving rather than thriving because survival always precedes success. The sooner you can break free of your self-destructive habits, the sooner you will become profitable at trading. Now, a habit isn't just what you do. It's a set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions you have wired into yourself through repetition. Every time you react to fear or anger, you are wiring that behavior deeper. So if you want to win, start by replacing your bad habits with good ones because you become what you repeatedly do. You don't decide your habits, you become them. You don't lose because of a bad setup or a bad strategy. You lose because you can't sit still. You feel the need to trade every single move, every single session, every candle, every asset. And that's what drives you to take bad setups. Discipline is doing nothing until it's time to enter. Patience is the best position you can ask for in the market. Like I always say, all of a trader's problem comes from the inability to sit quietly while the market does nothing. So those are just 28 of the hundreds of thousands of laws that I want to share with you today. And these 28 laws aren't just about trading. They are also about how you think, how you react, and how you show up every single day onto the market. So sit with them, memorize them, live by them, because once you do, trading stops being this chaotic and disordered and messy thing, and it starts becoming clarity, which lead to profitability. And that is the Traders Code episode 1. If there's sufficient demand for this, maybe I'll release these episodes more often. Just let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next chapter. And always remember, your journey is the edge. The setbacks are part of the story that you will one day tell to your kids, to your friends, to your relatives, to your family. So keep showing up and you will win in the end.